I need a stand for my antenna rotator. This was never to be my dream tripod. This is not even what I started to build. So here it goes. The idea was simple. PVC pipe to fix the rotator axle, a head that ties the pipe to the 3 legs, and those legs were supposed to be extensible. I wanted to build the stand from plywood. For the legs, 1-inch plywood felt about right. I had a piece of a 1/2-inch plywood that I ripped in half and glued together. Note that you can never have enough clamps. While the glue sets, I 3D printed templates for the header pieces, copied them onto 3/4-inch plywood and cut them out oversize on the bandsaw. Hot glued the templates to the oversized pieces. I then used the router with a 1/2-inch bearing guide, a straight bit, to trim the header pieces to final shape. I don't particularly like routers. I like my fingers, and so I use a wooden finger clamp to keep my fingers away from the bit. The part slipped from the clamp, no fingers hurt, no harm done. Isopropyl alcohol cleaned off the hot glue after removing the templates. I cut the 5-inch section from a Schedule 40 pipe to house the rotator axle. I glued the header pieces together using the PVC pipe as a guide, clamped it and set it aside. Drill the end cap for a 1/4-inch bolt so that I can hang a weight to stabilize the antenna. Off camera, I trimmed the cap to size so the axle sits properly in the pipe. I had laminated 2 pieces of a 1/2-inch plywood into 1-inch stock. With the glue dry, I ripped them into 1x1 stakes for legs and extensions. Cleaning up the ends, I found that the original glue had dried out, turned to powder and failed, laminated with pieces splitting and falling off. Apparently, this cheap home improvement store plywood did not stand up to the Texas heat in my garage. Suddenly, I didn't have enough material for the extensible leg design. I could laminate thicker plywood, buy new 1/2-inch plywood, or just accept it and change the design. I changed the design, so the legs are short and fixed length. I am gluing up legs from 2 rails and some short cutoffs. glue up, I rounded one cutoff over with a hole saw to accept the rubber foot. The skew chisel worked okay to clean up the corners, but in the end the parting tool was better. The drum sander takes care of sanding the legs. In hindsight, I should have planned to use 1/4-inch bolts, for which I have longer drill bits. I only had a regular drill bit sized for number 10 bolts, which requires creative fixturing and changing setups. Off camera, I rounded over the legs and bolted them to the header. I tapped the pipe into the header, glued the flange ring onto the pipe, wrong side up at first of course, and glue the end cap on. In the upcoming episodes, we will build an antenna and test the whole setup. I still need to mount some chains to prevent the legs from splaying out. It's not the dream tripod. It's not even the planned tripod, but it should work, I hope. Thanks for watching. See you next time.